With the Canadian dollar weakening, a lot of Canadians are selling their US properties. I'm going to tell you how to avoid the mistakes that these homeowners made. Canadians are looking to unload their US properties. I'll tell you how I saw this coming, why I didn't buy a snowbird property, and how this could have been avoided. Canadians love snowbird properties. Back during the credit crisis between 2008 and 2012, the Canadian dollar and the US dollar were at parity. It was the same. When I first called real estate agents in the US to buy US property, the first question they asked is, are you looking for a snowbird property? I said no. But the vast majority of Canadians said yes. Three things that Canadians didn't consider back then, and that's why they're unloading the properties today. First was that US properties were at a century low. They had never crashed this hard in over 100 years. This, in my opinion, was not the time to buy a retirement home. It was the ideal time to buy a portfolio of cash flowing property. If you buy a snowbird property, you're anchored there. You have to pay all the expenses, capital expenditures, landscaping, property tax, insurance, because history has shown that the US dollar and the Canadian dollar never stays at parity for long. By and large, most of the time, the Canadian dollar is significantly weaker than the US dollar. If I bought a luxurious snowbird property back then, I run the real risk that the US dollar gets ahead of me, and because I live in Canada, make Canadian dollars, my expenses can increase 20, 30% just on currency alone. Add in inflation and it becomes crushing. Quote, for us Canadians, it's a double whammy. The loonie is 69 American cents. Love this place, but it's cheaper to just come here and rent. That was my second point. If I had a portfolio of cash flowing US properties throwing off US dollars, even if I had US dollar maintenance, it wouldn't matter because I was making US dollars. No matter how weak the loonie got, all the costs are covered. And I'm not stuck in one house year after year. This broker says they haven't seen so many Canadians wanting to unload their Florida properties. That leads to the final point. Number one rule when buying rental real estate is to pick a location that's landlord friendly. But the number two, if not equal to that rule, is to buy a location that minimizes or eliminates water damage. Water is the most destructive element when it comes to a building structure. Not only does it cause expensive damage, it can also result in insurance companies not wanting to insure your home. Then you have two problems for the price of one. So when I called US real estate agents and they said, are you looking for a snowbird home? I said, hell no. When you're buying US real estate, you need to really think about what are you gonna do if the Canadian dollar weakens, your maintenance costs shoot up, and you get water damage that the insurance companies won't cover. Learn the lessons about US real estate that your friends and family just don't know. Download my free newsletter linked off the bio. Good luck, take care.